Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. This is my post-market wrap-up on this Freaky Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Before I even get started here, it seems that some of you might have forgotten that you are surrounded by little puffs of loveliness. Remember that. Every day, they follow you around. They're just there. They're just there. All right, now with that said, people, we need to talk. I have a lot of things I want to cover with you. Let me start off with this. So far this week, quite honestly, this has not gone the way I had expected it would. Okay, today's sell-off, the market did finish lower. Nothing ultra dramatic. I believed that we would see a rebound after yesterday's slight sell-off, but that's not happening for a few reasons. And we will cover those reasons here. I've already talked about it here. We have a situation where, and it's getting worse, and we'll talk about this too. We have a situation that is, completely the polar opposite of what we're being fist-fed, the lies and the propaganda. America, this isn't even America anymore, but American citizens are hurting. The middle class is under attack by design. Inflationary pressures are hitting them hard. And companies now, more and more, they're all going to do it. They're all saying, no, no, no. You're going to start paying more for everything, not us. Kind of an interesting scenario if you think about it. Yes, the market, the stock market, has gone down the last 2 days. Nothing dramatic, but just think about this. Just Friday, new record highs for the market. These companies are stronger than they have ever been in history. Okay. Meanwhile, they want to pass on the costs that they're incurring because everything is going up because of the dollar that is cratering. They want to pass that on to you, and you're going to swallow it, and you're going to choke on it. So that is a worry for this market. I've covered that for you. I've explained this to you. This is what the market's trying to figure out. Can the American consumer deal with inflationary pressures, the dollar losing value, and these companies now that are going to force you, because you're going to pay it. You're going to pay, and they know you're going to pay higher prices for whatever you want. And they're going to laugh. You have to understand. The CEOs of these corporations here, the big wigs, they have merged with this new American government. They are laughing their asses off because you will pay. You have no choice. You understand? You got no choice. Tell me how free you are again. Anyway, so yes, stocks did fall under pressure today. Cryptocurrencies, little bounce today. Very nice. Does it mean the selling is over? I don't know, nor do I care. But what I do know is if cryptos fall further, it's a buying opportunity and I will more than likely buy more. Gold and silver today caught a bid. Not much, but nonetheless is holding its own. The dollar, slight gain. Crude oil got hit today for a few reasons. One, again, the consumer is weak. So demand is okay, is the demand there? Can consumers even afford to drive anymore? And again, it's just the same mechanism that we've seen over and over and over again. So anyway, what I want to do here is cover a few things with you. Oh, I forgot to mention the 10-year yield. 10-year yield did come down. Market is a great spot. Again, regardless of what we're seeing here, these last 2 days of a market, some pressure on the stock market, look at the dollar. Look at the 10-year yield. Crude oil is that missing link, people. If crude would have put on a gain today, the market might have also put on a gain. But when crude fell, crude was down like 3% at one point earlier today. When crude falls, it weighs on the entire energy sector. It weighs on the banking sector, the financial sector. That drags the market down with it. You know that. So if you were watching crude oil today, you were like, hey, this is why the market is down, because the 10-year yield is looking pretty good. Dollar's not doing too much, gained a little bit today. but that was the reason. It's crude oil, and I'm still waiting. I am still waiting because I know for a fact, and so do you, that they're going to prop this up. The little puffs of loveliness that are all around here, they know it too. There's going to be an event, probably a big one, that's going to push the price of crude higher. I don't know when this is going to happen, but I know it is going to happen. So bear with me. I want to cover a few things here with you. This is what we found out today, and I just scribbled this stuff down. So we found out today that despite the narrative that we are in an economic boom and people are doing great, the poverty rate in America is skyrocketing. Now, do you believe that this is by accident? Absolutely not. Prior members of the middle class are falling through the cracks. They're going down. Just like I explained to you what happened since time in Freak Show Memorial. All right, so we have the poverty rate in America, which is booming right now, despite the fact that we have a government trying to make you a slave. The poverty rate is skyrocketing. Again, this falls right into the pattern here. This is what they're doing. They want to create a slave society, and it's working. Clearly, it is working. Another reason why we're seeing some pressure on the market is because it's being reported that COVID cases are surging despite mass vaccinations. Oh, and there's a third booster coming. Did you hear that? A third booster. You're going to need another booster. And then the CEO of, I think it was Pfizer, is saying, oh, this will be more than likely yearly now. Okay, just lovely. The U.S. dollar today hit a 7-week low against other currencies. Okay, when we're talking about the value of a particular currency, we got to look at it relative to other ones. Okay, so the dollar continues its downward spiral. Now, another reason today why I think stocks may have fallen under a little pressure, and it may continue, we'll see, is we're getting calls for a correction. Let's talk about this market. It's gone straight to freak up, all right? It's gone straight to freak up. It's a freak show. We all know that. Calls for a correction. Sure, correction might happen. What does that mean? Are corrections, those of you that follow my work, you're going to know the answer to this. Is a stock market correction a bad thing, or is a correction bullish? How about it's bullish? Okay, nothing goes straight up without a corrective phase, establish a new bottom, and then we go higher. So me personally, I would love to see a correction. But in this market, it's kind of hard. When you got the promise of easy money into oblivion and then beyond from the Federal Reserve, oh, that's something else I want to talk about in a second, propping up the economy. It's the economy they're propping up. Oh, really? Tell all those people that have fallen into poverty with the poverty rate skyrocketing here in America, the economy is doing great. No, it's the market. Regardless of this sell-off the last 2 days, nothing major, the market's doing fantastic. So the Fed is going to keep their foot to the floor. And going back to the Fed real quick, the Fed is keeping the banks flush with cash. Understand that. They can't lose. The banks can't lose when they have a central bank basically buying it all, giving cash away like it's going out of style, because it is. The dollar in its current form. You know that. And here's something else I want to share with you. I talked about this, I don't know, like 2 days ago maybe, or maybe last week I spoke about it. Freight costs, shipping costs are skyrocketing, the highest on record. Now, if you think that any of this is done, well, then you don't have a clue. Look, again, this is the scenario. It's very simple, and this is what the market is trying to figure out. The consumer, who is under direct attack, okay, direct attack, and they're sitting here waving the white flag because they don't know what to do. You do. You see, if you follow this blog, you understand the mechanism, and that makes you a pretty smart person here. But most people have no idea. They walk through time and space. Oh, look how expensive everything is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Well, they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand that they have a target tattooed on their face by a runaway Federal Reserve who supported the economy. No, they're supporting the market. They're robbing the middle class blind, suppressing rates artificially to cause the stock market to continue to go higher. They're flooding cash around the world, and you know that. Because the dollar, people, in its current form, is going the way of the dodo bird. I wonder what kind of sound a dodo bird made. I guess we will never know. Kind of interesting, isn't it? But anyway, that's what's cool. You know what kind of sound a dodo bird makes? The same sound that the people are making right now, which is nothing. They're sitting there getting their asses handed to them by a runaway central bank, and they just love it. They think it's great, and it's fantastic. You see, people have been lulled into a state of learned helplessness. They think they can't do anything about it. They sit down, they do nothing. They think their votes actually count. They don't understand that the old world America is gone. This is a whole new paradigm and a whole new set of rules. But you know that because I told you it was coming from years ago. Congratulations. It's really the truth. And everything that we are seeing now, if you think this is it, you're absolutely lost. We are going to see poverty continue to skyrocket as they manifest this new society of extreme haves, extreme have-nots, a wipeout of the middle class by design. Everything here has been thought out and has been put into action a long time ago. And it's just not going to stop until they're done, until they've actually finished creating a slave society. Extreme haves, extreme have-nots. Look, the rich, the well-off people, doing great, doing fantastic. The middle-class people, they're done. They're nearly as done as those on the lower rung, who are already completely done. And when those people fall, whoever is clawing them, trying to keep themselves from falling down, when they're all down, that's when it'll be done. The merger between these corporations, this new American government, and the central planners, the Federal Reserve, the central banks. They're called central banks because they're central planners. And they're planning the destiny of the world, your destiny. I want you to think about that. And you are literally powerless to stop it. It's an incredible thing. It really, really is. All right, with that said, people, you know what to do. You know how to take advantage of these things. Let's watch this market. Let's become our own central bank. Bet against the debt. Get out of the dollar. It's going down. It's going much, much lower. You haven't seen anything yet. The same as central banks have not even begun to inflate. So we will maintain our strategy and we will not lose. This guy here loves you a lot. Please share the video. One more thing. I was over in my chat room earlier today and I'm seeing all kinds of new people there. It's fantastic to me. This is what I need you to do. Get in that chat room, a blog, talk, post here. Get it out there. Raise awareness. Your own, obviously, and everyone else's. Okay, we need to get more people to understand this. All right, with that said, I'm out of here. See you in the morning.